You want to keep out of depositions? Create business record.
Don't try to recreate the wheel. If you try to go back, if you do most of my complaints and things that I do when I'm doing them, I simply go to the log file, copy, paste, copy, paste. And the majority bulk of the complaint is done because it was done when? In real time, as this shit was happening, it was documented down. Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
What's better when filing a complaint, having the insured do it or having the PA do it?
What?
You need to do it as if you are the PA on the file, you need to do it.
What
Your
was her question?
consumers' rights. Is it better for the insured to file the complaint or the PA?
I'll add to that,
aware-
state specific.
Be aware of the states, because in the state of Louisiana, you can't file complaints, although I do. But you can't file complaints on behalf, you can't negotiate, you can't argue, you can't do anything in the state of Louisiana, but that's what they hired you for, is for their consumer rights protection.
How would they know? And this is what pisses me off so bad about Louisiana. The person hired us because they don't know.
Yep.
How would they know how to file a complaint? How would they? If you take a typical complaint, even from PAs, what happened? That adjuster was a butthole. And he hadn't called me in a couple of weeks. Is that a valid complaint? No, that his demeanor, while being unprofessional, that's not really against the law. However, if he hasn't called within 30 days after you called him, or 15, depending on what state you're in, then he's actually broken the law, which is a complaint that you can file. Any complaint that you file must be attached to something where they actually broke the rule.
You have to
Prima
provide the
facie event,
evidence.
you did this. You had 15 days to finish this investigation. We're on day 16. Are you finished with the investigation? You're in trouble. Right? You agreed that when you said you were going to sell insurance in this state, that if any claims happened, that you were going to be able to go in and handle these claims within the time limits that the statute put out. If you didn't, then you got in trouble. Those change things. See, you have an asshole adjuster in the middle of this that has never been held accountable. They think they're God, and they go through this whole thing, and nobody above them really knows what's going on. And they never will until you file that complaint. When you file that complaint, we're like Oprah. Everybody gets a copy of the son of a bitch. Department of Insurance, your boss, their boss,
Well, and when you
the
submit
insured.
it, when you
But
submit
then
it.
somebody else gets a hold of it above this person's pay grade, who may try to get the claim resolved, especially when they look and go, yes, this is a prima facie event. We are, in fact, right now in trouble because we have not done what we're supposed to do. What's your best recourse now? Let's try to get out of here.
And one good person that you need to copy also, which gets left out of the process a lot, is the insured.
First and
They
foremost.
need to know that you're filing the complaint. They need to know why
and
you're
that's
filing the
why-
complaint.
And they love it. When they
Because-
see you elbow somebody in the
Right.
head, it's like a UFC fight. Yeah.
And that's where.
So they know before it goes
Yeah.
off, because they'll get asked in a deposition, were you aware a complaint got filed? Or why was this complaint filed, right? You want them, they're not gonna know all the technicalities that you know. But yeah, they need to know, hey, y'all weren't treating us right, you weren't getting back to us. Yeah, I was aware at the time that a complaint was being filed.
But as the PA, when you file it, you have to send it to 3 different people. First, the carrier and the adjuster. Always CC claims. Never take them out. Travelers hate that you CC claims at travelersclaims.com. I'm not going to remove it because you might be reassigned today. You send it to the DOI, you send it to the carrier and the adjuster, and then you send it to the insured. When the insured sees it, never had a clue. I mean, you told them that you would take care of them and you told them that you would protect them. But when they see that you truly did protect them, you attach the evidence. You're not filing frivolous DOI complaints, because I do see that a lot. They file it and they're trying to get them to pay the claim. Like, no, that's not what the consumer's rights are there for. You're filing it, you're giving the evidence, you're giving all of the reasons, so hopefully the DOI can take action against their handling processes. And it does get audited based off of a certain amount
You're
of
getting it
complaints you
on
file
record.
within a year.
Yes.
So everything's a business record, everything is building. So if it goes to him, he can go hopefully above and beyond, because you might send 20,000 to him.